Yeah, part 5. So I done got into it with this big dude in the chow hall or whatever the fuck it was about. I'm thinking I got to go into this cell with this dude, and they say the bigger he is, the harder he falls. I was gonna at least give it a try, you know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't just gonna check in and tell him I'm scared of none of this shit. I'm gonna be walking around like a raccoon before I tell somebody on him. So, so, bro walks up, just a random motherfucker, and I had only had a conversation with him maybe once or twice. He was an old head, and he gave me a butcher knife, and I held on to it because I wasn't just gonna let dude manhandle me. If anything, I was at least gonna stick on him. So he ends up actually apologizing to me and telling me, man, you know what I'm saying, I was just mad about whatever he was mad about, and I shouldn't have took it out on you, blah, blah, blah. So, and I mean, I'll be real, I shouldn't have been a smart ass either, you know what I mean? But, yeah, so around the same time, I get called to the counselor's office. Now, the counselor's office is where you get classified. They tell you whether you go into maximum security or minimum, or medium, like you got minimum restricted, whatever, where you can go outside the fence and work in the community. You know what I'm saying? Like the governor's mansion, or you might go cut grass somewhere, you might work for whatever. And yeah, so if you got like a hold on you, if you got a hold on you, then which is like saying you got to go to another county or you got to go to another state or whatever, those are points that's against you. If you ain't never been to prison before, you know what I'm saying, then that's a certain amount of points, so you can have negative points. The less, the better, so you really want your shit to be in negative. Mine was like a 10 or 7 off the rip, you know what I'm saying, because I had hoes. I had to go to Alabama and shit, and I had to go back to the county. They fucking, when I was in the county, they charged me for fucking 2 assaults. Anyway, that's a different story. So I'm sitting in the office, and this woman is telling me a story, and I asked her what she said, and she was like, you ain't listening. So a little while goes by, and I'm kind of pissed off about like how she got an attitude with me for nothing. A little while goes by, and I'm telling her, and she says, what? And I say, you ain't listening. Well, she tells me, you don't never tell somebody they ain't listening, because they could be listening, and you could change their life. And I said, well, you just told me that, lady. You know what I'm saying? She was like, oh, your parents didn't raise you right. Whenever I say I snap, hey, I jumped up, the chair done fell over and shit. I'm like, bitch, what are you talking about? So she's sitting there calling the code on the walkie-talkie, talking about she needs some help trying to call the police on me, right?